Ready when you are, CB. Do I start in Canada or Mexico?
We didn't do Animal Kingdom.
You really hate us? This is the 24 days of Dillo's Disney reviews in 25. She is Jen.
Hello.
And I am Frank, and every episode review that we do here during the month of December will have a different title behind it.
Correct. Welcome.
Never the same way twice. We shall do it. We had a meetup in November of 2025 with a lot of our community core members, all of whom are guests of DillosDizResort.com. That, of course, is our Patreon with memberships beginning as low as $1 per month, DillosDizResort.com. You can join for free. That's where we send the links for the podcast every week. It's a great place to get updated, but $1 gets you into that $1 world-renowned, world-famous, one-channel Discord, and that's where the chaos starts, really. I mean, the chaos starts here, let's be clear.
Well, yeah, let's not blame anyone else but ourselves.
So within that meetup, we did a lot of new things that we've done in the past, but there was so much that we ended up doing. We knew that it could not be contained over a couple of podcast episodes where we just dedicate 5 or 10 minutes to. Now, sometimes our meetup episodes go on for weeks.
Yeah. For sure.
But with the holidays and everything else, it seemed like, what can we do a little bit different, a little bit for the end of the year? Mm-hmm. So we decided on these 24 reviews in 25, so to speak. So I make up the rules along the way. In theory, they should be consecutive. I don't know if we can keep catching up. We'll see. We're like running a sprint. If technology fails us, I feel like we lose an entire episode. So who knows?
It'll be fine. It'll all work out.
On this episode, on this review, we are talking about the Beak and Barrel, which opened earlier this year in Adventureland in the Magic Kingdom. Everyone in our group, all 9 members, were going to the Beak and Barrel for the first time. So that was really exciting. It was also our kind of pregame for the very Merry Christmas party. You got into the Magic Kingdom at 4:00. We kind of had a 4:55 reservation. So that is, I think, where we can start with the expectations. We had a little bit of time also outside the Beak and Barrel to have more thoughts about our expectations than maybe we wanted. So let's start there. Leading up to the visit to the Beak and Barrel, what were some of your thoughts?
I think much like most of us or all of us or those who still haven't visited that I've talked to outside of this, where is it? Where is Beak and Barrel? Why can't we picture it? We're still walking up. I was like, I don't know where we're going exactly. It's in this vicinity, but I don't know where it is. So I had no clue how to even picture it.
Now,
did you know?
Yeah, and I've thought about having this conversation at this moment because one of the things I thought about is we've been joking, especially lately, of like, we're not a news podcast. We might not say the names of things right. We may, I want to apologize during our Jollywood Nights review. I was ashamed. I was disgusted with myself that I called the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids playground the Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. I'm like, what am I saying? What am I saying?
And clearly I didn't even catch that. I just went, yep.
And I was like, oh, how many people will catch that and yell at me? But I was just like, I can't believe I said that. I was like just beating myself up for 20 minutes. It was fine. And then thought about it again after our technology failed earlier. It's fine. But so those things happen sometimes. So agreed, where I used to like memorize that Steve Birnbaum guide to Walt Disney World inside and out. I knew all the facts. I knew how long the rides were, things like that, because, the internet wasn't around back then. And now I'm like, how do I not know where the Beak and Barrel is? I thought it was in a Tortuga Tavern. So here we are.
I think that's most people. Even Mr. Dillo, he was like, well, it's right across from Pirates, right? And I was like, nope, it's right next to it. He's like, what do you mean it's right next to it? I was like, No one knows.
Yeah, so that was the first expectation shattered.
Yeah.
And part of it, like, I didn't want spoilers necessarily. I'm a Renaissance Festival performer sometimes, so
Mhm.
I kind of didn't want to spoil that experience for myself. But I definitely thought that it was in the Tortuga Tavern, and I thought I saw enough spoilers to know then that it was still in there. Nope.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, but other than that, I wasn't really sure what to fully expect. Like, I've heard things, I've seen things, but I to like be in to go into it, I couldn't like fully picture like what is this going to be like when you're in it. And I think um after we start doing the comparisons, this was the day after we had gone to Go82, and we have been to Oga's plenty of times, and I feel like those 3 destinations all are really cool
And
in
Trader
their own
Sam's.
way.
Throw in
Oh,
Trader
and Trader
Sam's in that
Sam's.
mix too. Yeah.
And, like, they're all very cool in their own ways. They all kind of, I mean, Geo82 provides the views and the vibes, and so you're kind of in the bubble there, but with the others, you kind of go into this other bubble where you're just immersed. And so where there are pros to all of them, I don't feel there's cons to any, but they all are very different, I think.
Yeah, agreed. I think, and even well, you can throw Jock Lindsay's into that mix a little bit for me, just because of
Mhm,
the theme.
mhm,
But because of the very strict 45-minute timeline, that it draws the most comparison to Oga's. Like, I still can't believe Oga's is still being that strict about their 45 minutes.
yeah,
That's a different story for a different time.
mhm,
And I think the easiest and the hardest comparison to make is to Trader Sam's, because of that Adventureland-esque vibe behind
mhm,
it, and that makes it a challenge, an equally 2 equally challenging discussions here is trying to compare Trader Sam's versus Beak and Barrel, which is unfair because Beak and Barrel is new, but
mhm,
also going to Beak and Barrel on the heels of going to GOE2. And we're going to freak Jeffers out throughout this podcast review,
mhm.
because he's going to think that like he ruined it for everybody by making this reservation. And that is not true, because at the end of
Right.
the day, I still really enjoyed Beak
Yeah.
and Barrel. I enjoyed being inside. I enjoyed the drinks, which we'll get into. But I think there are some things that need to evolve a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. And as we mentioned in the Geo82 review, Jeffers is part of Dillos Diz Resort and most likely to have reservations. So that is why we mention him so often when it comes to our reservations. But he was able to snag this for all of us, which fantastic, and we appreciate. And I agree. Walking into it, I was like, "This is cool. I like this. I like the vibe in here." And it's all pirates, and it's all and it's giving me old school vibes. I
Uh-huh.
like it.
Uh-huh.
It was a cool looking,
Prop heavy.
theme. Yeah, yeah. So that part I liked.
Yeah, and there's basically, I don't know if I want to call it 3 rooms. You kind of walk in, and which is the main where the bar is. So there's
Mhm,
that kind of stretch.
mhm.
If you go to the left, it's not like that big of a room over there. It's like a little nook, like almost like a little
Yeah.
parlor area that is the second portion of Beacon Barrel, I would say, and then the third portion, which was the second bigger room, which is where we went in to the right, which I think it had a fireplace, it had a mantle, and had some ships and bottles on there and things like that. But you start the clock as soon as you
Mhm,
sit down, and if you don't do a proper menu review, like we're not Pixie Dust PhD over here, Dr. J, she would know what the first drink is and the second drink is, and it would be ready to go. That was not us or
no.
our group.
Pixie Dust PhD Dr. J could not join us on this meetup. Did we text her plenty to go, what drink should we have at Food and Wine? What drink should we have at Yes, everyone was texting her because she is the resident go-to of doing this proper planning that we do not do.
That
I had no idea. I had no idea what was on the menu at all. Yeah.
Yeah, so what's funny about you go to a pirate bar.
Mhm.
And again, been plenty of places with pirate themes over the years, or
Yeah.
old, rum is going to be, the primary source of most of
Yes.
these drinks.
Mhm.
I walked into the Beak and Barrel going, I'm not in the mood for rum. Like, uh,
For
you got a whole night of the very Merry Christmas party ahead of you,
Mhm.
and like rum is I gotta be in a particular mood for rum. I would just say
Mhm.
it's not. I talk about GOE2 with bourbon. Bourbon can it cause some. I enjoy bourbon a lot because I like scotch. I like whiskey. So bourbon's kind of in
Mhm.
that line. But bourbon, for whatever reason, does a little something different to my insides.
Mhm.
And that sounds gross, as it sounded gross on GO82. I'm sure. And not that. Don't get too gross with the. I don't put the
Mhm.
associative brain into grossness mode. It's just I feel gross. I feel
Yeah.
gross after not drunk, not inebriated, just like, why do I feel nauseated? But I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
nothing, so I already said
Yeah.
too much. Anyway, so so I was like, I'm not in the mood for rum. So I went with the margarita.
Mhm.
Shout out to our server, who was great and very into the
Mhm.
role, where I could
Yeah.
see other servers maybe not so into it. But really appreciated the presentation put
Mhm.
upon by our server, and that was my opening drink, was the margarita. Jen, where did you go with the margarita, by the way, at $20? Again, that kind of, and that also, to talk about that kind of step down
Mhm.
from the GO82 drink prices.
Yeah. For me, and I mentioned on the GO82 review that I'm not that big into like whiskey or some of the harder liquors or whatever at this point. But rum is like a go-to for me. Like if I'm gonna have a mixed drink, it's probably involving rum. So for me, I was like, oh yay, there's rum.
Uh-huh,
So I went with the Siren's Whisper,
uh-huh.
which was pot and column still white rum blend. Balls blue Kernel liquor. Why do I read the menu of things? You know what? When did I do this
Also,
recently? I
this
read the
shouldn't be
menu.
our thing. This is why we're not a factual podcast. Like,
No,
I say factual, but we're not a news base. We're not going to say everything right. We're from
no.
Long Island. This is the
Yeah,
podcast you're getting with us.
yes. Go to Beak and Barrel's website and look at the menu and look at Siren's Whisper. That's what I had. And it was blue and pretty and it was delicious. And I enjoyed that drink and I only had that drink. So, you know, I went
Yeah,
for that.
that it did look good. All the drinks look great, but like I said, the rum was kind of the I wasn't feeling rum.
Mhm.
Um, I chased my drink with the Pirates Paradise Blonde Ale from the Victory Brewing Company at 11.75. Um, and to say, those two drinks after a nice Kona lunch, which
Mhm.
went until like, what did we leave there, 2:30 or so? And we had a
Yeah.
Dole Whip after that. Like,
Mhm.
it was not enough food to hold these two drinks for me, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not hydrated enough."
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, I'm feeling good now. I'm
Yeah.
feeling good in the neighborhood." Um,
Yeah.
and
Um,
yeah, and then that was 45 minutes. It was over.
I do want to mention that the Siren's Whisper is also $20, so I didn't mention that. And I will say, regarding the layout, as you were talking about the different rooms, there was a part of me that when I walked in, the layout almost felt, and I have not been here since I believe the 11-year-old was one, so
Mhm.
bear with me, I could be wrong, and this is a crazy thought, but in my memory, this is how it looks. It gave me just the layout, the Beast Castle vibes
No,
of
yeah,
how, like, it's sectioned
right,
kind of weird,
yeah.
and, like, there's the main room, but then there's, like, this other one over here, and it Beast Castle, the ceilings are higher, all the things, but, like,
You don't wanna
it's
call it
just
Be Our Guest, or we're not we're calling, is that your malaprop for Be Our Guest, or
that's
you
my
took it?
malaprop. That's my malaprop. And you know what? This morning we were talking to friends who just returned from Disney last week, and so they were mentioning how they went there for lunch, and I think we were all calling it probably the Beast Castle, like the Beast did the thing. So
You
yeah,
wanna go
that's my
over to the Beast
malaprop.
Castle?
The Beast Castle, no. But yeah, that's the layout that it kind of reminded me of. Um, we talk often about immersive experiences and shared experiences on this podcast. How do you, with your MFA in
Mm.
dramaturgy, as you were wearing on your shirt that night, feel about the immersive experience here?
I doubt like, we had the right server, 1, so that
Mhm,
helps.
mhm,
Um, and because it's similar to when Oga's first opened, of you feel like you're in it, it's happening, everyone's having a good time, but the time crunch, I think, weighs on you a little bit, and I think I left feeling it wasn't piratey enough.
mhm,
But I don't I would also say, and people do say it about Ogas, where people say Ogas didn't feel Star Wars enough.
mm,
Um, and that's a fair of criticism.
mhm,
And I could say that myself about Star, but that doesn't take away that my enjoyment of it. Like it was cool to be in there. It's cool to look around. The couple of special effects and the curses that happened. You can see they're not in the toddler stage yet. They're still in the infancy of it.
mhm,
I wanted a little more rowdy. I wanted a little more uppity. I wanted a little more All For Me Grog songs and
mhm,
Drunken
mhm.
Sailor and The Wild Rover and things like that. I wanted a little more. They got that Renaissance piratey band playing during the not so scary Halloween party. I kind of wanted the vibe that they have inside
Yeah.
this tavern.
Yeah, I felt like because we were in a great size booth and we were not sharing a table with anyone we didn't know because we were
Mhm.
such a large group, which was nice. I do feel though because of our large table and where we were kind of tucked back.
Yeah,
So I feel like you had a better view from your seat
yeah,
of what was going on. Where I had no idea unless it was right in front of me what was
right.
happening. So I also think, that can hinder the experience a bit. It's cool hearing what's happening and that they're doing something,
Yeah,
but you may not be able to see what's going on depending on where you're sitting. Whereas, like Ogas, if stormtroopers come in, you can pretty much see them from wherever you are
right.
for the most part. I know they have booths there too that you may not see them right away, but because of the circular design there, you can kind of be in it a little bit more, probably.
Yeah, if we get into our HGTV brains about it, Oga's and Trader Sam's both have open concepts. I
Mhm,
think lend more to a immersive experience, a shared
mhm,
experience than
mhm,
this. I mean, and similarly to I kind of want that a little bit at Enchanted Rose in the Grand Floridian, where yeah, the rooms are cool and you're in the Grand Flow, so it's a different experience to begin with.
yeah,
But I wanna see all the details, and the Beast Castle is another one. Your guess is similar
yeah,
of, "Oh, I gotta get up and walk around so I can see the other rooms." Like, that's how I
right,
feel inside Be Our
yeah,
Guest, which
yeah,
is valid, that it should be separate rooms inside the Beast Castle,
mhm, mhm,
but for the dining experience and the price point,
mhm,
I wanna see all the things. And
yeah,
and, like and that, we're Dillos, so sometimes it doesn't have to be we actually have to do the things. Do I actually
mhm,
have to eat in the room? No, I just need to see it. Do I need to take a picture with Life Day Chewy? No, I just need to see him and I'm good. Uh,
yeah,
that's how it needs
mhm,
to be. So, like, I walked around the bar at the Beak and Barrel at the end just to take everything in, and that was my takeaway. I was like, "Okay, if I'm sitting in the center, I bet you my enjoyment level is a little bit greater,
mhm.
but I still felt it could be a little more sing along, I think.
Yeah, and I wonder as time goes on, and to your point about Oga's still really sticking to that 45 minutes, it's like, are you doing that because of the drink? Because I feel like you could keep the 2 drink max if you wanted to keep things kinda contained in the parks. Um, So keep that, but let people sit and hang out for a bit, or do a 2 hour or something,
Yeah.
because I do feel like it is a lot easier to get Oga's reservations nowadays.
Mhm.
It's not that hard anymore. And so same for Beak and Barrel. Over time, how will that ease up a bit? And then what can you add if you ease up? Because if they're doing these little quick stints because you only have 45 minutes, they're probably like, well, we're not going to do a big thing because we don't have enough time. But it's like, no, we want the big
Yeah.
things. And Trader Sam's, they do these little things, But again, to your point, you're in it.
Yeah.
You are in this at least in Walt Disney World, you're in this immersive experience
Disneyland too.
because you
Yeah.
are in this small area and you can see everything and everyone's chanting along and doing all the things together. So it'll be interesting to see how or and if this grows over time.
Yeah, and I'm hopeful that it does. I feel like the size makes me worried about it, the size of the space and the amount that feels crammed
Mhm.
into it.
Yeah.
Even Oga's at its most crowded still feels open, and like it's
Yeah.
still like you can walk through sometimes. Uh, Agreed. And one thing that we didn't, Jeffers landed, this reservation to start, which is a great way to kick off the very Merry Christmas party. And I do recommend it. Our wait was a little longer because we needed accessible seating. So I'm not
Mhm.
gonna, get way heavy on that. It
Yeah.
was what it was.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's a small space, so the accessible seating has to become available.
Mhm.
And we also had reservations for the end of the night, which
Mhm.
after we were kind of like, we're good. I don't think we need to go back. But I will say, I have thought about, okay, after that 11 o'clock Christmas parade, you're watching it from Frontierland like we did. We went on
Mhm.
Jingle Cruise because we needed to. But
Mhm.
at the same time, I was like, if we didn't need to go on Jingle Cruise, I might have been like, it'd be pretty good to get in at 11:45 in for this drink
Yeah.
and then walk out of MK at 12:30. Like, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Mhm.
And I definitely think it's and I'm surprised I didn't hear about it more. For Not So Scary, I would think that is a prime reservation to get, especially if you decide to dress as pirates for
Yeah.
the event, and then
Yeah.
you go into Beak and Barrel after the 11 o'clock parade of Not So Scary
Mhm.
to cap off your night at Beak and Barrel. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
And then take a monorail back to your resort at the Polynesian? Come on. Oh, no? Just
It's like all the
just
things.
yeah. Mhm.
So, to that and how it fit into our meetup and I'm looking compared to GO82 where I was like, I'm only doing that at night. I'm only going to
Mhm.
GO82 at night going forward.
Yeah.
Definitely go back at night. Beak and Barrel, I'm open to going like Oga's any time of day,
Yeah. Mhm.
and enjoying what's in there. That's an all-day thing. That's an all-day reservation for me.
I agree. However, like Oga's, we would probably still go probably the last reservation though, right? So we can walk out.
Yeah, and I think,
Yeah.
and that's if you're, with going without children,
Mhm.
yeah, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Regardless
Mhm.
of a special event or not, is it the last thing you
Yeah.
do? Jen can go on Tiana's again like she did, and then go into Beak and Barrel saturated.
Listen, so I'm happy that we did not have that reservation,
Just sitting
at that
just
point.
sitting
Ugh.
in Beak and Barrel crammed in for 45 minutes, soaked from Tiana's.
Listen, I washed those pajamas twice just to make sure, and then I was like, "These don't smell right. These don't smell anymore because I like these pajamas."
Did you pitch 'em?
Ugh. What?
Did you throw 'em out?
No. No. No, I saved it all.
Yeah.
I just washed it
You gotta
twice.
put it in. You gotta put it in like a baggie and put a bunch of like smelly stuff in it. Have it.
No, it's fine. They're fine. They don't smell,
You
but
don't
I
think it's
was
the
worried
same?
about it.
It's over. It's ruined.
I know. Every time I wear them, I'll be like, "It's okay, right? They don't smell. I've washed them 100 times now. It's probably fine."
This
Ugh.
review was not about Tiana's Bayou Adventure. That might be a review that we do here.
If you get your footage.
Oh, I gotta look for the footage. That's right. That's on the list. But that will wrap things up here for this review of the Beacon Barrel over at the Magic Kingdom in Walt Disney World and part of the 24 Dillos Disney reviews in 25. Did I not say it? That
I think that was for I don't know. What will be really funny is as we say this, and we don't know if we're saying it right. If every single time you say it the exact same way, and we go, I don't know, are we saying it right the whole time? And you actually did say it right the whole
I
time.
can say that. It's my cadence that's different because I'm every time too. So that's
Yeah,
throwing me off. It's like I want to make sure I don't stumble over it or get too New
yeah.
York about it. So the 24 days of Dillo's Disney reviews in 25. Until next time, she's Jen and I'm Frank. Bye bye.
Deuces. The Dillos Diz podcast is hosted by Frank Cardillo and Jen Cardillo Snyder. Music produced by Matt Harvey. Logos and video production courtesy of Snidillo Studios. Dillos Diz Resort is our Patreon with tiers starting as low as $1 per month. You can visit dillosdizresort.com to learn more. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, X Twitter, and Facebook at Dillos Diz. Check us out on YouTube by visiting youtube.com/DillosDiz. Don't forget to like and subscribe while you're there. We also have merch available on TeePublic and Etsy. For all this and more, visit our one-stop shop, dillosdiz.com. Dillos Diz Podcast 2025.